People talk about the AI-driven future, but not in these days. I guess it's because of the conflict between Iran and Mr. Trump. Well, but I do because I'm trying to develop better understanding on AI for my masterclass. I have to. And this is why I'm recording that podcast also for propelling my English bit of further. But yeah, So now, first thing first, I will put less on here just for being a good person to AI. Yep. Okay, we are using GPT-4 as tokenizer for that one. Now, what we see in here, we got load of no lens. Fantastic. That person's load and have no lens at all. That's what we know when we see these words, right? As a human being. Easy peasy for us, but not for AI. AI need to use dictionary that we call tokenizer. And what is tokenizer? Tokenizer, as I stated before, is dictionary. AI is opening that dictionary that it is selling load, okay? That's 90668, okay? And off is have that number and that number and that number. And fantastic. But what that really means, right? Because AI do not know English, do not know any language but mathematics. AI only knows mathematics. Computer only knows binary, right? So, what AI need to do for understanding? AI need to make calculation. Now, we have mathematics instead of word, we have numbers, but we didn't make the math yet. What is that math? To make that verse understandable as a sentence for AI. Simple. It's a matrix. It's a matrix multiply. Well, AI will multiply the matrix and will have the result. And that result is vector. That vector is saying to AI, it's maybe means that. But why maybe? Why it's not means that, but instead of that, it's maybe could be that. Meaning, it's quite simple. Because AI making a prediction by using the matrix. It's not finding the result. So, but what is the cost of calculation? We are seeing in here. For the matrix multiply, we have n square cost. But can we make it lower? Can we make that cost lower? Yeah, we could. Exactly. And we did. But it's still a lot. And how we did that, I will explain a little. Simply, if we use one word too commonly, we are putting lower number to it. For example, load is less used word in there, in that case, probably. This is why it's have the bigger number. And lens, probably also. Let's use number or less used word than these two. This is why they have higher number on them. Because if we use bigger numbers for common words, calculation will use more. But the problematic thing in here is still in the multiply. We are using matrix multiply and it will grow in n square. It will grow exponentially, so there is no way to making it good enough for that one, for that process. For the third process, you have still that multiply that create n square exponential growth on your hardware expenses. Now let's see that more clear. just put more random word, and look at that. Look at that growth. It's simply exploding. It's 81, and what was that before I'm writing these? That was 25. 25 to 80. Just look at that growth. And just one space, 16 to 25. I mean, wow. It's growth. It's fantastic. And AI calculating the probability by using the matrix. And due to the fact that it's calculating the probability, it simply means it always can be wrong. It always can go wrong because it's just a probability. This is why it's prone to make a mistake, always. Because if you're calculating the possibility for rainy day, there will be days that do not really rain outside. It's a simple fact. Well, but let's say we solved the problem for hardware and we have limitless hardware. Even then, it's making a possibility calculation. It's always telling to you the most possible result. A most possible result, not always possible, as we know in our world. Well, this is why it cannot replace your job, but it can replace a part of it. So AI is a fantastic tool, but it's too expensive. It's working on the real world. It's using real energy. It's using the real hardware. And this is why buying a DDR5 RAM is a hell out of a thing now. It's expensive like hell. And these firms need to buy a terabytes of RAM instead of hundreds of gigabytes like you. Maybe you need 50 gigabytes, 64 let's say, but these firms need terabytes of RAM in their supercomputers. I mean, just think how amount they are wasting now. And are they gaining back that amount? No. And their models still making mistakes with that amount of money. Just think, if we hire peoples for these jobs instead of building data centers, what if we hire peoples for most of the jobs that we do? Well, it will result better, but does that mean we should stop spending for AI? Well, not really. Because in the end, if AI is learning a thing, it's a computer, it's not gonna forget. It's for people, it's maybe gonna be effective for 50 years when you invest, but for the computer, it's up to how long you keep up with the maintenance, and it will hold that data, hold that education technically forever. This is why we should invest for AI, but we shouldn't hype too much for it. And there's always will be need for the junior programmers, but not that much anymore. But instead of that, we will need more people for educating the AI. So, in the AI-driven future, in conclusion, exactly, we need to use AI, but we do not need to hype for it like there is no yesterday, like Llama's did or like OpenAI's did. These firms and Cloud Eater doing that because they have no other job they have, I'm not counting Meta in here, as you know. Their name just explains a lot. Meta. So, for the clouds and for the ChatGPT for OpenAI, they have no other job. They have no other opportunity